Hello, hello, my loves. How are you? God, we're coming at you thick and fast with the news this week, aren't we? Because after all of the announcements of the continuing shows the other day, it has finally been confirmed, and we knew it was coming for a while, but it's been confirmed, Star Trek Starfleet Academy is on the way. Now, this is brilliant news because we know Discovery is coming to an end, we know Picard is coming to an end, which would leave Strange New Worlds as the only live-action Star Trek show that would be airing if that was to stay that way. But no, we're now getting something that's stepping into the void. A press release that was released on the 29th of March. It's written like an invitation letter, invitation to new applicants to join Starfleet Academy. Crucially, what it says, that it's inviting them to join the first class in a century. That means that Star Trek Starfleet Academy is going to be set in the Discovery era, the 32nd century onwards. Because as we know, they've just come out of a 100-year dearth, if you like, because of the burn. They didn't have a Starfleet Academy, or well, they did, it was small. You know, they didn't have the Starfleet Academy as we would understand it up to the 25th century. Brilliant news! That means that although Discovery is coming to an end, it will not be the end of the road for that timeline. And also, I mean, if they're running concurrently, we're probably going to get cameos. First of all, this is completely, like, there's no confirmation on this, I'm just using my common sense here. They already set Tilly up as an instructor at the Academy in Season 4 of Star Trek Discovery. I think it would not be beyond the bounds of wisdom to think that Mary Wiseman is going to be in this show, presumably in either a lead role or in maybe like a lead supporting role. If you think of shows like, let's take Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, we're going back a while now, but think of the role Giles played. So Anthony Stewart's head character was, you know, the lead adult character. He was the instructor. He was always there, whereas the focus was on the kids. If that's what happens with this show, you might have, you know, starring Mary Wiseman as cool Professor Tilly, even if the main bulk of the show follows whatever new characters are introduced. The fun thing as well about Starfleet Academy is you can go a little bit wider when it comes to the different types of aliens you can show. You know, because you have everyone must come to the Academy before they get turned out onto the starships. So we could see people from every single Star Trek race. You know, we have Ferengi in the future, we've got Cardassians, Romulans, Vulcans, we've yet to see the Klingons, see what they look like in this time period. This could be really exciting. It is also one of the oldest ideas in Star Trek. So if we go all the way back, go back to the original series movies now for a moment, and we had Star Trek's 1 to 5, so you're following Captain Kirk, well, Admiral then Captain Kirk, Spock, McCoy, all the usuals. After 5 wrapped, producer Harve Bennett, who had been with Star Trek for Star Trek's 2, 3, and 4, and then appeared in a cameo in 5, he was proposing this Star Trek Starfleet Academy. He really wanted to get it made. The feeling at the time was that while they needed to do something to sort of make up for the underperformance of Star Trek 5 at the box office, instead what they were going to do is they were going to go with Nimoy and Nicholas Meyer's idea, what became Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, rather than Harve Bennett's Starfleet Academy. That was almost the end of it. You know, for a few more years after that, Harve Bennett was still trying to get this movie made, and it just kept being turned down. We're going even at least into the 2000s, before the 2009 movie went into production and was confirmed. You know, Harve was still trying to get this made. Now, unfortunately, this will come several years after the death of Harve Bennett, so he won't have lived to have seen this happen. But I would like to think that if Harve is out there in the universe with all of the other Star Trek stars, he might be happy to hear this news. The Starfleet Academy is finally happening as a series. And there's more! You see, we went from having no news to lots of news. So we know that the executive producers of Star Trek Starfleet Academy are, one, Alex Kurtzman, unsurprising, but also Nogu Landau is also going to be executive producing this series. So looking forward to seeing what their vision does for this show. Now, someone whose vision is going to impact on this show, which makes me both really excited and a little bit anxious, is that Tawny Newsome has joined the writer's room for Star Trek Starfleet Academy. You're wondering, Sean, why would that make you anxious? Like, you're giving Mariner control over these poor cadets? No, I'm super excited because anyone who has ever encountered Tawny Newsome knows that there is a store of energy inside that person that, quite frankly, could power a warp core. And if that's what's being brought to this new series, I am so on board to see what that might look like. The fact that Tawny Newsome was already doesn't mean that this is going to be a live action Lower Decks, although I am very much looking forward to that, don't get me wrong. But I do think there's going to be an irreverence to this series, and I'm here for that. You know, Star Trek Discovery has often been criticized for its dark tone and its very heavy topics. Picard, in its own way as well, has done something similar. Now, Strange New Worlds has headed toward lightening the tone a little bit, and I think that we could benefit from another series like that. So if Star Trek Starfleet Academy is lighter in tone, I'm here for that. So to sum up, that's going into production in 2024. So that's still a while away yet. So we're going to have a time period where there is only Strange New Worlds, the final season of Discovery, Star Trek Prodigy, and Star Trek Lower Decks, which is, hey, you know, that's still a lot of Star Trek, don't get me wrong. And when we get into the next year, I mean, we're going to have, presumably, I'm going to say maybe 13 episodes of Discovery. As of recording, it's not confirmed how many episodes we'll have. So that's 13 weeks out of 52 where there will be Star Trek. We know season 3 of Strange New Worlds is confirmed. That's presumably another 10 episodes. So that brings us up to 23 weeks. You know, we're coming up on half a year here already. There's going to be more Lower Decks. So what I'm saying is that going into production in 2024 might feel like that's a long time away, but just see how quickly that time goes by. And I'm very excited. You know, I'm looking forward to hearing casting news. I'm looking forward to hearing more writing news, directing news. I can't wait to see what this means. So everyone, let us know what you think. Are you looking forward to Starfleet Academy? Are you thinking this is the worst possible idea we could ever do? Are you also campaigning for yours truly to appear as a 32nd century version of Boothby? Let's start that grassroots campaign. You're all awesome and you're wonderful, and thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You'll catch us on Twitter at Trek Culture, catch myself at Sean Ferrick on Twitter, catch Chris at EditChrisEdit on Twitter. Everyone, live long and prosper. Don't forget, First Contact Day is next Wednesday, April 5th. I have a feeling we're going to get some trailers. Nothing confirmed yet, but let's tune in to find out. Have a wonderful, wonderful week until I see you then. Make it so.